foremost, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakudash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Root Well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this true doctrine across the four winds of the earth in all truth and sincerity. I'm Lamar Aliyah from the Mississippi Camp. Lord willing, this be an edifying lesson. And this lesson is going to be going into, or titled, Knowing is Half the Battle. So I'm just going to start out with scripture. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. For many are called, but few are chosen. And by the grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, us brothers have been called into this truth, to do the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But, as the scripture says, many are called, but few are chosen. So we have to, there are requirements that we have to do, to really be sealed in this thing, man. Okay? To make our call and election sure. Okay? We have to study. We have to be brotherly. We have to turn away from the ways of wickedness. We have to honor the Sabbath day. We have to turn away from doing adulterous acts. Worshiping these pagan idols, pagan holidays. All these things, we have to turn away from, or we have had to turn away from, by, being called into this truth. That we may be, found worthy of having mercy upon us, man. All right? And, coming to this truth, we learn and know the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We come to learn and know who we are as a nation, the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, chosen people. Okay? But knowing these things is half the battle. Okay? Because to know something is one thing, but to make change because of what you know is another. Okay? We'll get another scripture. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him which hath called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light. So, we supposed to give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for, breathing the breath of life into us, to waking us up out of a deep sleep and bringing us into his marvelous light, man, which is this understanding, this truth, okay? And by knowing that, there are certain things we're supposed to do, man. We're supposed to change our ways, okay? We're supposed to put our hand to the plow and not be looking back, okay? We don't supposed to be dwelling on the things we used to do. Now brothers gonna have conversations on, things that happened back in the day, but there shouldn't be no temptation in going back into the world. There should be no temptation on being that old man. Because we supposed to grow into this truth. We supposed to grow. Okay? What the scripture say, when I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I came a man, I put away childish things, roughly paraphrased. So the things we were doing in our past life, being an old man, those things were childish because they wasn't spiritual. There wasn't any spiritual growth, in those acts. Now the experience, from doing those things, being this truth has made us wiser as far as knowing the ways not to do things. But we should not want to go back into the world to do those things like some men have. Some men that the Lord had called into this truth, was doing the work, going on the highways and byways, doing videos, making their bodies living sacrifice, seeming to be, even when brothers weren't around, I guess, still being in the spirit, walking in the spirit. But one thing about it, man, when you're in this truth, man, you can't fool the Lord and the angels, man. You can only fool yourself when you think you're, being one way with brothers, but when you're out by yourself doing your own thing, being a complete, degenerate, a complete nigga, okay? A reprobate. Alright? But this truth supposed to change you, you're supposed to grow spiritually. Okay? And like I say, it's knowing is half the battle. But what are you gonna do once you do know? Are you going to turn away from wickedness? Are you going to try to do the thing that's pleasing to the Lord? Are you going to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove as far as using the world, not abusing it? Because we all have to live in this wicked kingdom. We all have to adapt to certain situations. But we're supposed to do it in a spiritual fashion. All right? We can go through examples of eating particular foods, okay? You don't have to eat, these abominable foods, okay? Even if you're at someone home, they might got some pork chops they done fried up, and they may have, a pot of greens and a roast. Well, you don't have to eat the pork chops. You can eat the greens and the roast, that's just the example, And then, are you gonna do everything you can in your power to please Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Because we can't obey all the laws, but you can't do nothing about the linen you wear, about being around, women who are on their cycles or whatever. But you don't have to celebrate Christmas. You don't have to celebrate Thanksgiving. You don't have to, be all in what they call that holiday spirit. We have our own holy holidays, man. So if you will, or high holy days. So it's things we can do to show the Lord that we're trying, man. Okay, to show the Lord that we believe in this word, in this truth. As it goes into the second Ezra's first chapter. I want to say around the 25th verse, where the Lord said that about the little ones, though they haven't seen him with bodily eyes, yet they believe the things that he say, roughly paraphrased, right? And we believe what is written. We believe the Lord is going to deliver us, those who believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, those who be faithful servant, those who do the things that's required of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hey, we believe in it. When it's all over, said and done, us being faithful servants, the Lord is going to do what he said he's going to do and deliver us, man. Protect us, feed us through all the things that's coming, the evil time that's coming. Okay, now some brothers are going to be martyrs. We know that. We know we have to go through Jacob's trouble, all the other things, but where your faith going to be? Are you going to believe that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to provide, with water? He said his servants shall eat and drink and be merry. And you read, what is it, First Kings or Second Kings, where Elijah, man, he told Elijah to go drink out the brook, okay? And he had the ravens to bring them meat. Are we going to have that kind of faith? Got to, man. All right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servants, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in that my house may be filled. Hey, and that's part of the job, man. Okay? Being on the front line, going out on the highways and hedges, okay? Making our bodies living sacrifice, right? Because when you go up on this chapter, the Lord is speaking to particular men who kept coming up with excuses. You know, one man had bought some land he had to tend to. He wanted to be excused. Another had bought some oxen. He wanted to be excused. Another had married. He wanted to be excused. You know, all kind of excuses, man. But this truth about sacrifice, man. It's about understanding that everything in this world is vanity, man. Everything is temporal, man. But the love you have about Shemi Shai is eternal, man. So you have to understand that the Lord comes first. If you're going to serve the Lord, you got to be ready to put all the cards on the table, man. Push everything in the center. We putting it all on Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. And you can best believe that this is going to be a full house, man. Straight flush. We're going to win at the end. But some men are not willing to take that chance, man. They rather bet on themselves. But hey, other brothers who truly understand, have fear of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and complete faith and believe in Yahweh Shemi Shai, we putting it all in on the table, man. And we betting on Yahweh Shemi Shai. Because you know that's part of the battle, man. Because once you know, if you know that you have high blood pressure, are you gonna constantly eat a bunch of salty foods, things that are high in sodium, or are you gonna change that and start eating things maybe low sodium or no sodium? You know, more vegetables, right? If you're a diabetic, are you going to keep eating a bunch of sugary and starchy foods? Or are you going to cut and change from that and start eating more plant-based, you know, less starch, more water? So if you know that the Lord is going to either deliver his people, his elect men, or destroy those who don't believe, or unfaithful servants with 2/3, you know, which would be a 2/3 anyway. If you know that, would you not seek to please the Lord? Change your ways, put your hand to the plow, not look back. The Lord said those who take his hand from the plow, not for the kingdom of heaven. So if you come into this truth and you want to go back into the world, man, hey, you deserve to be destroyed. Because you don't believe in Yahweh Shemi Shai. You don't have faith in the Lord. You don't fear the Lord. You don't believe. You're full of incredulity. Okay? You truly don't believe. Because you believe what's written, then you will strive to change and please Yahweh Shemi Shai. This is the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23. And he said unto them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily. Take up his cross daily and follow me. So this is a 7-day a week, 365 days a year occupation, man, to do the work of Yahweh Shemi Shai, to walk in the spirit, to continually do what's pleasing to the Lord. Okay? Now, yeah, we have downtime, but hey, we're always going to be in the spirit, man. Brothers who believe in Yahweh Shemi Shai, we always walk easy. What I mean by that, like walking on glass, because we know that any time the Lord can cast us out of this truth, man, if we're not doing what we're supposed to do. And we have fear of it. We pray to Yahweh Shemi Shai, allow us to keep his oil and their spirit, man, not to take their Holy Spirit from us. Okay? So if you're going to take up the cross, man, hey, this is a daily thing. And taking up that cross means you're going to do what's required, man. You're going to do everything you can to please the Lord. You're going to preach this gospel. You're going to teach this gospel. You're going to do your videos. You're going to go out in the highways and hedges, man. Okay? You're going to be brotherly. You're going to pay your tithes. Okay? You're going to pray. Okay? You're gonna, fast, man. And fasting is at the discretion of each man. As brother always say, that's between, us and Yahweh Shem Yahushua, how we do that. Okay? But these are things that's pleasing to the Lord, man. Okay? And there's a reward that comes for these sacrifices, for these enduring acts, man. These things that we're doing to please the Lord, man. There's a reward that comes with this. This isn't all for nothing. Okay? We doing this to receive salvation, man. I mean, first of all, we doing it because it pleases Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And we want that salvation, man, because that's ultimately what it brings is salvation. Okay, sovereignty. And we want that. Because what? The scripture say this is not our rest. Okay? This is not for us, man. This is not our kingdom. This is not our land. Hey, the Lord is gonna deliver us back into our land, man. When the destruction comes, after this destruction comes, man, hey, the Lord is gonna set the record straight. The Lord is gonna put everything back in order with his people at the top, starting with Yahushua on the throne of David, King David, you know what I'm saying, the 12 and the remaining 144,000. Okay? This is the book of Matthew, and I'm going to close it out on this. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he, this is Yahushua speaking, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And that's what it's about, man. We're going to be saved, man, if we endure to the end. Aparatazah, we endure to the end, man. We're going to be saved from the destruction, the second death, the famine, the pestilence, the martial law, the devil coming down with that great wrath, Jacob's trouble, man. The Lord is going to have a hedge over us, that protection. The scripture says that the Lord's name, that's why the name is so important, man. Regardless what anyone would say. The Lord says his name's a strong tower. The righteous shall run to it and safe. Okay? We're going to be saved because we know those names. We're going to be saved because we're doing what's required. We're going to be saved because we believe and have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So knowing is half the battle, man. But what are you going to do once you know? Are you going to endure? You're going to continue? You're going to fight? You're going to keep pushing? You're going to do what the Lord ordained us to do? Aparatazah, we're those first fruit, okay, from the foundation of the earth. Are you going to keep pushing? Yeah, we're going to keep pushing, brothers, because we want that reward. We want to receive those palms. We want, as it's spoken in 2nd Ezra, man, when the angel asks, required of Ezra, who are those who stand stiffly? It's like who are those men who receive palms on their heads, man? I mean, who's those men receiving them crowns because of the victory? And the angel said, those men who stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Roughly paraphrasing, man, we want to be a part of that number. And what's that number? 144,000 men, 12,000 men of each tribe of the nation of Israel. Right? So, hey, Lord willing, this was edifying lesson. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.